Hi, everybody. My name is Brandon Sewell. I am the owner of Seal Pro Painting and now also Seal Pro Seal and Wash located in Central Florida and the host of the Off the Ladder podcast. We exist to help home service business owners learn so that they can lead well and ultimately live life off of the ladder. I'm excited about today's guest. I've got Rebecca here from Jobber, and she is the community programs manager. And we're specifically going to talk about an awesome opportunity for the home service community. We're going to talk about Jobber grants. So, welcome to the show, Rebecca. It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm excited to dig into this topic.
Thank you so much for having me here, Brandon. So very excited.
Yeah, so a little bit of my history with Jobber grants. Obviously, I was a recipient back in 2021, which, to my understanding, was the first year of Jobber grants. Isn't that correct?
That is right. That was our very first year. And I'm sorry, Brandon, I just want to tell you your video is pretty pixelated.
Okay, yeah,
So,
don't worry about that.
okay, sorry. That might be just on my side. Awesome. Okay. Yes, you were a recipient in the first year of the program back in 2021. So it's been this year's our fourth year of running the program since then.
That's amazing. So, as far as the program goes, let's give some information to those home service business owners. What is Jobber Grant and who is it, best for? Who could apply for this?
Yeah, so Jobber Grants is an annual grants program. We run it every year. It was designed and built for home service businesses. So if you are a landscaper, a painter, a cleaner, any home service business going to people's houses or businesses to perform services, you can apply for a Jobber Grant. This year, we're giving away 15 $10,000 grants. So think of how that could transform your business. Really, we created this program because there wasn't a lot of funding. There wasn't any funding opportunities really available for home service businesses. So we wanted to change that. We also strongly believe and we support this community who's out there every day making our homes and offices, keeping them safe and running, making them beautiful spaces, providing meaningful careers, and just doing great things for where we live and work. So we wanted to recognize that work, put the spotlight on it, and invest and help accelerate it.
That's amazing. I've told a lot of the Jobber team that just from being um, I know as you guys like to say, we are partners with Jobber. We're not just users. And really, the attitude of Jobber is felt on our end, like as the one using the service that you provide. I know that I've felt that care. I've felt that concern of like the home service space. And, my life has been directly affected and touched by what Jobber is doing to give back to the home services community. And I truly feel like part of the Jobber family, and I truly feel that like what you guys are doing is making a difference, and it can definitely be felt. So it's not like you guys are doing all of this hard work and putting all of this time and energy into something that isn't making a difference. I can speak firsthand that it definitely is. And I love, the team at Jobber. You guys do a fantastic job, just in every area. So, I think you guys having this program to give back to the home service is just such a reflection, I'm sure, of like your leadership's attitude towards the home services, and even like trickles down to everybody there who's on the team, because it is certainly felt. So. Um, Really quick, for those who are listening, could you go into the process for putting in an application, where somebody would apply, how they're going to apply, and how that kind of works through the entire process, so they can understand like what they're going to do and what their commitment is for the process.
Yes, great question. So, first piece is very low commitment. We understand that business owners like you are very busy, so it only takes 5 minutes to apply. You can go to jobber.com/grants. Um, or Brandon might have I believe Brandon will have a link to click here. So you can click on that link, hit apply now, apply in 5 minutes. You just need to share a bit of your information and how your business demonstrates excellence in home service. So applications are open from now until they open March 6th until June 12th. So you have some time to apply, but apply today. It only takes a couple minutes. From there, there's a second phase, June 12th. Um, actually, scratch the June 12th part. The second phase, yeah, the second phase, we then invite you to share a bit more about your business. So, a bit more about your team, your hiring and leadership philosophies, your marketing strategies, what are your systems and operations look like? Are you technically savvy? Are you always, looking to optimize your efficiencies? Those are the things we're going to be looking for. And in addition to great customer service, what is your online brand like? Do you have a great online reputation with reviews, things like that? So that second phase is about, it can take anywhere from 10 minutes. Some people take an hour on it, but 10 minutes does the job. And then in June and July, we'll be reviewing applications, scoring them. We have a full team here that goes through every single application, and then we'll select and announce our recipients in August.
Nice.
Yes.
Um,
Um, yeah.
So the announcement will be in August. Essentially, like I remember for myself, it would kind of come in, like you said, it would come in phases. Like I'd do the first part, not
Mhm.
much time, and then I would do like another interview and kind of just go through another application process.
Mhm.
And then, finally you find out whether you got it or not. So
Yes.
that's really cool. Could you talk about, I know this is something that you guys emphasize, a lot. It's pretty standard, I think, that it comes up as a question. These grants of $10,000, just for those who are listening, could you go over how those funds can be used?
Mhm.
Obviously, I know the answer to this, but whether or not they have to pay it back in any way,
Mhm.
could you go over those details?
Yes, absolutely. So you do not have to pay it back. It's not a loan. It is yours to spend on your business however you'd like. So that could be, tools and equipment, hiring. Maybe there's a new position on your team you really want to hire for. Um, there's potentially some new equipment that will help you deliver a new service offering in your area. Really, the sky is the limit. Whatever you think could help you excel what you're doing already. Um, we've seen past recipients purchase vehicles to put another crew on the road. We've seen someone get a lot of, and I'm reminding myself a lot of people get a lot of benefit from not just the funds, but a lot of local media recognition as well. So
Hmm.
oftentimes that's kind of what's almost most exciting for some recipients is that local recognition. One, it can't always happen. It always depends on the news cycle. But for example, one of our recipients 2 years ago, her business completely blew up after her local newspaper put her on the front page.
Mm,
And she now has that front page on her fridge, and she says she looks at it every morning when she drinks her
that's
coffee, and
amazing.
it kind of keeps her going. So that's another
Yeah.
fun bonus of the program.
Yeah, that's really good. And, I can definitely say that like things for me in business really started to, pick up and accelerate after becoming a recipient.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that it wasn't just the painting business that I have, but it was also, like my online, um, you know, reputation, my, um, what am I trying to say? Like my presence online grew. I
Mhm.
started to be able to tap into reaching more people. Obviously, that also accelerated my relationship with Jobber, which really like turned into more opportunities as like now I'm a Jobber ambassador and partner with Jobber. So that's been amazing. One of like, I think it's probably one of my favorite things that I get to do as a business owner is be a partner with Jobber. It truly is.
Oh,
I feel like I'm part of the family, and like when I get like little opportunities to interact with you guys and the team, I have a blast with it. And man, everybody that I meet at Jobber is just so amazing. So it's uh it's so much fun to get to work with you guys and have those opportunities. So um, definitely I would also encourage like anybody who's listening to this, obviously like when you think of this, it's like you almost think of it like, oh, this is the lottery. There's like
yeah.
no way I could win. There's no way I would, have an opportunity to do this. And I think some people may not take that initiative to go ahead and apply because they're thinking like, what are the chances? Well, I'm here to tell you, like, I had those same thoughts. I was like, how in the world am I going to win this grant? There's no way. Like, why, it's just,
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was possible. But I was like, you know what? What's it going to hurt? It takes 5 minutes of my time to
Mhm.
apply, so like 5 minutes could be a really big game changer for your business and,
Mhm.
like the projection of your business into the future. So,
Yeah.
if
I
you're
remember
listening to
that.
this, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Brandon. I was gonna say I remember the shock in your your face when we told you the news. And everyone says the same thing. They say I didn't think this could happen, but it happened. So definitely
Yeah,
recommend. Yeah, that 5 minutes could transform your business, change the trajectory of your life potentially. So what's
yeah,
to lose? I also am curious, Brandon, what um maybe you could share like what you spent. How did you spend your $7,500 grant in the first year of the
yeah.
program?
So there were three things that we allocated the funds to. One, we gave each one of our employees a bonus because I just felt as a business owner, I was like, man, I haven't built this company alone. Alone, I couldn't do it without my team. So I gave each one of them a bonus from the grant that we got, just to thank them for being a part of, you know, helping build a company that would have that opportunity at all.
Yeah,
And then
I love
the
that.
the
That's
other
great.
thing that we did is we did a free exterior repaint for a local teacher in our community.
I love that so
So what was that?
I love that so much. I remember hearing about that and we were so
Yeah.
excited to hear that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we had done one before that, and the person that we had done it for before was a previous client, and her story was that she was in remission from cancer, and she wanted to have more done to her home, but she couldn't afford it, and so we like came in and surprised her. She was a teacher as well. We came in and surprised her and painted her house for her. And then so that was something that we really wanted to do again. So we used the funds to do another one. This time we went to a school, went to the principal actually, and asked the staff to like pick somebody. Say, hey, here's this opportunity. We want you guys to basically nominate a teacher on staff who you feel is deserving of this. And so we had a teacher who was nominated by her peers. And so we went in and, completely repainted the exterior of her home. And she was thrilled. So we went into her school, like surprised her in front of her whole class with a big jumbo check. And
Oh my
that
gosh.
that was super cool. The like all of her students were so excited for her and like giving her hugs and stuff like that.
Aw.
So
Was it what
um,
grade? What grade teacher was she?
Um, it was elementary school. I
Oh,
want to say that she was teaching, um, I want to say like first or second graders.
aw.
Um,
That's yeah. That's so
yeah,
sweet.
and we have a picture of it on our website, so you can see that. Um, and then one of the things that she was recognized living in Orlando, we have a lot of Hispanic people, and there's a lot of kids where like they're learning two languages. So she was actually like she was known for like she would work all day and then she would do a lot of like after hour work, working with kids who were learning two languages, doing like a mentoring program and stuff. So, um, but yeah, so that was really cool to get to recognize her for that. And then we kind of wanted to take what kind of like that same position that Jobber had of like recognizing excellence, right? And like servitude and like some of the like community, the things that, like we wanted to see represented in that person. And she was representing those things in her community. So it was awesome to get to do that for her. And then lastly, the third thing that we did is we were able to buy a van, a new work van. So um, that enabled us to start another crew, and just helped us to grow. So, um, yeah, that was everything that we used it for. Seems
Yeah,
like forever ago now.
yeah, yeah. Especially when it comes to money, it's you always want. It's never a problem if it comes soon. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just gonna say, like, as a small home service business owner, it's every little bit counts. We're not like these huge corporations, so you know, um, at that time I had the grant that I received was $7,500, and like for me that was amazing. It was such a help to my business, and so I think like $10,000 for a small home service business, man, it's just it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's so great, and I love how with your how you decided to spend the grant that you kind of spent it in a way that was both indirect and directly growing your business, that you balanced supporting your community and growing your business and creating awareness. So I love that. And you, it sounds like you picked such a deserving person for the exterior paint job. And it was exterior, right? A new
Yeah, yep,
kind of outdoor look. Yeah, that's
yep.
awesome. Yeah, that's great. Um, and I think I love what you said about it doesn't take a lot to make a huge difference. That's also a big learning that came up before we created the program was, you know, a little can go a very long way. So we don't have to, yeah, you don't have to, this doesn't need to be a millions of dollar program. Maybe it will be one day.
Right. Yeah.
But to make a big difference. And yeah, I love with your answer, you kind of justified why we selected you as a grant recipient. So
I appreciate that.
kudos to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope that whoever's listening to this one, you're inspired by, the work that Jobber is doing, because they, like I said, they are really making a difference. And when we look at the home service community in general, like I know that you guys recently did, the trade report on, the trades in general. And I think the trades need that support. They need, that community to come together and say like, hey, like this is an amazing community that's making a difference, that's extremely viable for our communities, and let's really like boost them up and give them the recognition that they deserve, because I know so many people who are working in the trades are doing work that truly matters. And I think for like even me myself, like my generation, I can remember when I was younger, it seemed like there was such a like a negative view of the trades, of like that's like a last resort, and maybe that it's like not honorable work, and that's so misleading, because when you think about it, our communities, our homes, our businesses could not thrive without these service-based businesses, these trades. I mean, That's how you get, electricity and, running water, clean water, your plumbing. That's how you're able to be comfortable in Florida in the middle of, extremely hot climates. And, so it's just, I think that it's amazing that there's a program like this out there that is recognizing the amazing work that home services are doing around, the nation. This is that actually just made me think another question. Is there any restrictions on who can apply from like based on like where they're located? So I think when I was a part of it, was it the U.S. and Canada? Is it still that way?
Yes, it is. So it's the US and Canada, and that excludes Quebec in Canada. So anyone
Okay.
residing in US and Canada. Yeah.
Can apply. Okay. So unfortunately, if you're one of my listeners and you're somewhere else, I apologize, but this is, yeah, it'll be a program for those in the U.S. and Canada. Is there anything else that you think that we could go over based on? Well, let's ask this. If somebody wins, what can they expect from Jobber? Of course, they're going to receive the funds. But from my own experience, I saw that there were, like I said, a lot of other opportunities that kind of opened up, based on winning. I know I think I had to do like a photo shoot with Jobber. You guys helped a lot with like getting like press releases out and stuff like that. What would somebody expect after they win? Like, what would that look like?
Yeah, great question. I think so. Yes, we send you the money, the fun part.
Right.
That will come your way, and we also will do our best to get the word out about you locally with local media in your service area. So we will provide a media package that you can. Update and forward to local media. We will also be, help doing some of that outreach as well for you. So, best case scenario is you end up on the front page of your local newspaper. Um, it also, we want to understand that our programs are actually making a difference, making a positive difference. So we'll also follow up with you a few times after. And then that can lead into, maybe asking you to take part of a video project that helps advocate for the trades and home service. It could be, we invite you to be a part of our Jobber Summit, our annual event. So there's a few different opportunities. I know a few of our past recipients ended up on our podcast.
Hmm.
So our Masters of Home Service. So um, all sorts of opportunities. I know a lot of people say that their team also and their ownership, just kind of morale gets a boost when that level of recognition out of thousands of applicants across North America. um, you get a nice boost that way too,
Hmm.
and kind of a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. um, so a few things, and that brings me to my next kind of, just made me think, we get a lot of feedback from people after they apply, whether they've received the grant or not. They love the experience of going through and answering the questions in the application form, especially the second phase, because it's almost an exercise of, what are my beliefs? What are my philosophies? What leadership strategies are successful? How am I growing my business? Um, and you're not often, I know your podcast is doing a great job of that, Brandon, how you kind
Hmm.
of go big picture, see big picture, go get off the ladder. So it's kind of win-win no matter what.
Yeah, that's really good. And, to your point, like one of the things I just want to like add this is like just a value add, maybe not even directly correlated with jobber grants, but I back then I had a business coach. I was in a coaching program. So um, a lot of the things I think maybe that Jobber was looking for, I had got through coaching. So like I was already clear about like what my values were, what my mission statement was. I had all of that already figured out. I had already, been strategically thinking about my business and how we, interact with the community, how we do our marketing and things like that. So, um, just a side note on all of this, hire a business coach, hire a coach to help you to grow as a business owner because it's a huge value add. Right before this call, I was on a call with my business coach. So I had an hour long call with him, and that's just invaluable as a business owner to like be able to grow. And so, couple resources like jobber grants with coaching. Man, the sky is the limit as far as like where you can go in business. So, um, yeah, I think for anyone listening to this, please, definitely check out Jobber Grants. I will definitely, like Rebecca mentioned, I'll put a link in the show notes where, if you're interested, you can go and click, and you can do the application process right then and there. But definitely encourage that. Is there any last things that you'd like to mention to the listeners about the program or just Jobber in general?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Brandon, for partnering with us always today and always. It's been awesome working with you more over the last few years. And I really loved what you were saying about, there's a, the trades doesn't get nearly the credit, the recognition they deserve. That's why we built this program. We want to get the word out about home service, how awesome and amazing, incredible, and impactful your work is. And at Jobber, we want to help make everything part of that go more smoothly. So apply to the program. If you haven't already, look up other Jobber resources, Jobber Academy. There's also our community, the Jobber Entrepreneurship Group. Brandon is
Yeah,
an
I love it.
active member there. We love to see you in there, Brandon. So join that. And um, yeah, thank you so much for listening in to learn more about Jobber Grants and apply. Take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and you could have $10,000 to transform your business.
Yeah, that's so good. Just to reemphasize what you're saying, even if you don't end up winning Jobber grants, still press into all that Jobber has to offer. Because for myself, like I said, I have gained so much value from Jobber, not just from Jobber grants, but from the things like you just mentioned. Jobber Entrepreneurship Group on Facebook has been amazing. Like if I have something that I'm going through in business, I can jump on there, ask a question, and get tons of experienced entrepreneurs giving feedback, helping. There's amazing people like Janine Chambers who hang out in there, and she is like incredible with Jobber, and she was just helping me. I think like 2 days ago, I just reached out to her. I was like, "Hey, I have this issue I need help with," and she was right there and helped me right away. But anyway, there's an awesome community there. You have all of like Jobber Academy where you guys are putting out educational content all the time to help home service business owners. Your YouTube, Instagram, there is just so much there. And so I would say this too, if you're not using Jobber, what are you doing? Like you should be a Jobber user if you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to sign up for Jobber and be a part of an amazing community, and add value to your business, not just from, like I said, not just from the software standpoint, but just from the amazing team that's there at Jobber that is serving the home service community so well. You'll definitely benefit from it. And then tell somebody else about it because we can all get better together. So, thank you so much, Rebecca, for your time. Thank you, Jobber, for having this amazing program for home service business owners. And yeah, we'll see you next time on the next episode of the Off the Ladder podcast.